What up? Let's cover the new PlayStation Plus. There's a lot of questions, options, and confusion. On June 13th, 2022, PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now are joining. Now, as an annual PlayStation Plus only subscriber, I had doubts initially because PlayStation Now currently does nothing for me. I don't want to use the services, so I certainly don't want to pay for it. If you're in the same boat and have concerns, I 100% understand. But let's look at the three tiers of the new PlayStation Plus. So let's begin with the Essential tier. It is $60 a year, and that nets you PlayStation Plus, monthly games, online multiplayer, and PlayStation Store discounts. So the Essential tier, in my mind, is actually pretty good. It's essentially just PlayStation Plus. Same price, $60 a year. You get your free games, you get your online multiplayer. So if you only want to play newer games, or you are very picky about the games that you're playing, or you're playing on a budget, this is perfect. You lose nothing by this whole conversion, so it's pretty good. And personally, I'm going to strongly consider it because that's kind of the type of gamer that I am. But I like the Essential tier, I like the price, where they're at. I think it's a good start. Next is the Extra tier. This is $100 annually, and you get the Essential tier along with 400 downloadable games from the PS4 and PS5. I liken this to PlayStation Plus with an expanded PlayStation Plus collection. So for this Extra tier, $100 I don't think is too bad. Obviously you get the Essential tier, but then these 400 games is actually pretty good bang for your buck, obviously. But to me, they're a big toss-up. You know, I know there's going to be big hitters. There's going to be games like God of War. I know it's on the PlayStation Plus collection now, but it definitely wouldn't surprise me if all of those games moved into these 400 games. And I've never played God of War. I'm not interested in playing God of War, and in fact, if I've wanted to play God of War by now, I would have definitely done it. But I don't want to. I'm never going to play it, so I'm not interested. There's one game off the list I'm not interested in. So it's really going to come down to either indie games or games that I've never heard of, which certainly there will be some. But before I jump to this tier, I have to know what 400 games are included. Finally, we got the big boy, the $120 premium tier. And then you get the Extra tier, the downloadable classic games from PlayStation 1, 2, and PSP, which total is 740 games. You can also stream PS1, 2, 3, 4, and PSP games. But in my opinion, the big thing is this try before you buy game trial. So for the premium tier, these PSP, PS1, 2, and 3 games are about as useful to me as tits on a bowl. I could care less. I am playing on a PS5. There's no way I can go back and play on those janky, badly graphic games. And I know there's some nostalgia for some people. Well, I don't have that nostalgia, and there is no way I'm ever going to consider playing a PS1 game now. So that's a waste. That's a complete waste. I could care less, and I don't even care about the streaming. I don't like playing on PC, and I'm never going to play a game on PC. So that's also a complete waste of my time and money. However, where they have intrigued me is this try before you buy. How it's going to be implemented will be interesting, but to me, this very well could be worth buying the premium tier all in itself. So I purchased Ratchet & Clank for the PS5. I didn't know if I would like it. I maybe played one Ratchet & Clank game in my life. So I bought the game, it was $70. Within the first 5 hours, I knew this isn't really for me. But I finished the game. I thought it was too shallow, didn't think it was really that fun, and by the time I was close to finishing, I just wanted it to end. So I, in a way, kind of wasted $70, but if I could have tried it before I bought it, played it for an hour, hour and a half, I would have probably realized, you know, I don't like this. I'm not having a good time. So then I could have saved $70, which is well worth the $120 premium tier price. So if you save one game that you would have maybe tried, but now you realize, I don't want it, and you save that money, it's worth buying this tier. So I've got to see how it's implemented, but that could be their cash cow right there. Also note that Sony is discontinuing PS Plus and now code vouchers. So you can't go out and buy like 5 of them at discounted rates, redeem them all, and then have PlayStation Plus for 5 years for a cheap price. So if you have a code, you better try to redeem it now and hope for the best. Now, they have this confusing conversion chart. So say on June 13th, you have 1 year left on your PlayStation Plus subscription that you already have in place. Based on this chart, either you can redeem your 1 year subscription for an entire year of Essential tier new PlayStation Plus, or you can get 219 days of the Extra tier for your entire year of PlayStation Plus that you already have. Or similarly, you can have 183 days of the premium tier. So they have it broken down by months too, in case you have like only 8 months or maybe 1 year and 4 months. I just feel like this is unnecessarily difficult, you know? So what will I do? So the first thing I want to know is what 400 games are included in that extra tier. My line is about 30 games, to where if there are 30 games or less that I'm actually interested in playing, I'm just going to get the Essential tier. I don't really care if there's 30 games or 31 games or more of that 400 that I'm interested in. I'm probably going to get the Extra tier. My thing is, I know I'm lucky. I have a PS5. I was able to find one and afford one. And it's next gen. I want developers to focus on next gen, but right now they can't because they're having to make PS5 and PS4 games. So until they're able to solely focus on PS5 and ignore the previous generations, I can play PS4 games. I don't really care. Once they maximize the potential of the PS5, I'm not playing a PS4 game or earlier ever again. So that's where I'm at, and until that happens, I can play some of these 400 games and not feel bad, and I'll gladly do that. Now, for the premium tier, again, I don't care about the older games. I don't have PlayStation nostalgia. I actually have a PSP. I think the games suck. I can't imagine ever playing a PSP game unless I'm in an airplane and have absolutely nothing else to do. That's the only circumstance I will ever consider playing the PSP or its games. And so I don't care. Both those, that and the streaming, useless to me. However, that try before you buy, I need to learn how is it implemented. How many games can you try it on? How long do you get to try them? And I'm interested in, if I do try before you buy and then buy a game physically, will that data transfer? Because often what I do is buy a game physically, I play it, and then although I paid $70 for it, I can sell it and maybe make $50 of that back. So then I played a good game for $20 and that's well worth it. So that's typically my workflow. And if I can do that while doing the try before you buy, I think that premium tier, because of that one function alone, is probably what I'm gonna go with. So that is my game plan. That wraps up this video. I hope you found this useful. Let me know what tier you're interested in or maybe what other questions you may have. And thank you for watching.